All right. This will be Hillbilly Bone, take one. In 3, 2, 1, go. Hey, y'all. It's your friendly neighborhood panda here. Welcome to the channel. If you've been here before, welcome back. My channel is what we call a reaction channel, but it's really more of an analysis. See, what I'm going to do here is for each episode you come and watch, I'm going to give you 2 videos for the price of 1. The first is going to be an original song. The second is going to be a cover of that song. And then we're going to compare and contrast the 2. Stylistic choices, arrangements, stuff like that. Now, there's a couple of things we got to remember before we start that. All right. Like I said, this is going to be more analysis because I may have seen one or both, either the cover or the original, maybe both. So you may not be getting an initial first-time reaction, but there will be plenty of analysis. That meaning there's going to probably be a lot of pausing. I'm telling you, if I don't give you my opinions and thoughts right when I have them, I'm going to forget. It's just that simple. So there's going to be a lot of pausing, but I will leave the links to the uninterrupted videos below so you can go watch them without any pauses if you like. Next thing, the opinions expressed about these videos are just that. They're just my opinions. All right? Let's all be kind to one another. We're just here to, have fun and listen to some music. Last and very important thing. If you enjoy what you see here today, hit the like button. Subscribe. Share. Put a comment down below if you think you have something you'd like me to take a look at next. The name of the song, the original artist, and the cover artist. Okay? Now, I'm only doing 1 request per week right now. So it may take me a minute to get to you, but I'll put it on the list and I'll get to you soon. Well, eventually. There's lots of requests on the list, y'all. So anyway, that all the business being taken care of, I'm so glad you're here. Today's songs that we are going to work on is Hillbilly Bone, originally by Blake Shelton featuring Trace Adkins. And then we're going to do the home free version of that song. I have seen and listened to both, and I love them completely, for completely different reasons. So let's get started with Hillbilly Bone. The first one by Blake Shelton featuring Trace Adkins. Here we go. Okay. I gotta stop it here because the beginning of this video always gets me. It is something that I am highly familiar with because I come from a small town. I do. And so there's lots of people wearing jeans and boots and ball caps or cowboy hats to nice restaurants. And it's so common around here, nobody even looks at it twice now. But I can imagine if little town went to big city and I wore, my jeans and boots and stuff, they'd look at me like, the heck? That just always gets me.
Oh man, you gotta watch where you're stepping around here. Yeah, I got a friend in New York City. He's never heard of Conway Twitty. Don't know nothing about grits and greens. Never been south of Queens.
Okay, so starting this up, Blake Shelton has a swagger to him that, is very obvious here. And he has that swagger in his voice. It's got a good twang, and when he's starting, he goes, yeah, and I got a friend. He dips into those notes, and it adds, again, like I said, to the swagger and his attitude, but it also is something that is just quintessentially country about the whole thing.
Never heard of Conway Twitty. Don't know nothing about grits and greens. Never been south of Queens. But he flew down here on a business trip. I took him honky-tonkin' and that was it. He took to it like a pig to mud, like a cow to cud. We all got a hillbilly bone down deep inside. No matter where you're from, you just can't hide it when the band starts.
Okay, now we've got Trace Adkins coming in here with a lower harmony, and he has a gravel to his voice that is just always so pleasant to listen to. It is grounding, it's heavy, but it still has a quality that makes you just smile. I love it.
No matter where you're from, you just can't hide it when the band starts banging and the fiddle saws. You can't help but hollering when you see them pretty little country.
For those of you who are, he says, he points and he says fiddle, but he's pointing to a violin. They're actually the same thing. It's all about how you play it. Just so you know.
Can't help but hollering when you see them pretty little country queens. Man, you gotta admit that it's in them jeans. Ain't nothing wrong, just getting on your hillbilly bone, ba-bone, ba-bone, bone.
That's okay, Trace. I'm not a big wine drinker either.
Preach about hillbilly to 'em, Blake. Listen to this. Now you ain't gotta be born out in the sticks with a F-150 and a 30-06.
Ooh, listen to that deep dip that Trace does right there on that 30-06.
With a F-150 and a 30-06. I'll have a
By the way, as good as moonshine is, I can tell you right now, that's very bad form to be bringing that into a restaurant. I'm just saying.
I'll have a Bubba in the family tree to get on down with me. Yeah, Bubba, all you need is an open mind. If it fires you up, you gotta let it shine. When it feels so right that it can't be wrong. Come on, come on, come on. You ain't alone. You ain't alone. We all got a hillbilly bone down deep inside. No matter where you're from, you just can't hide.
Oh man, see that the chefs at high-end 5-star Michelin restaurants are at the top of their game. They're extremely talented. The food they cook is amazing, tasty. But why do they put such little portions on the plate? Like, I know what an amuse-bouche is. It's just a little something to amuse your palate, to wake up your palate. But damn it, if I'm gonna pay for, excuse me, but dang it, if I'm gonna pay for that much for a meal, I'd like to have a full meal. Thank you.
When the band starts banging and the fiddle saws, you can't help but hollering when you see them pretty little country queens. Man, you gotta admit that it's in them jeans. Ain't nothing wrong, just getting on your hillbilly bone, ba-bone, ba-bone, bone.
I've talked a lot about the video, but talking about the music, the big heavy beat in the back and the electric guitar and things like that going on, it really gives a good momentum and a good upbeat feel to the song, but it is also heavy. It's got that stomp to it to where they're saying what they're saying. It's very light-hearted. It's very jovial, but it's also, we're here. This is who we are. Don't deny it. You got some of this in you too. We're all in this together kind of stomp feel to it. And their vocals, they stick pretty much to the same melody and harmony throughout, but they keep that swagger, that joyousness to it that really just makes you want to get up and dance. Do not lick your plate. I come from a small country town. I'm a country girl, but even I know you don't do that.
Come on, y'all. We all got a hillbilly bone down deep inside. No matter where you're from, you just can't hide it when the band starts banging and the fiddle saws.
There you go. Now
you can't help but hollering when you see them pretty little country queens. Man, you gotta admit that it's in them jeans. Ain't nothing wrong, just getting on your hillbilly bone, ba-bone, ba-bone, bone. Hillbilly bone, ba-bone, ba-bone, bone. Hillbilly bone, ba-bone, ba-bone, bone. Hillbilly bone, ba-bone, ba-bone, bone.
I stopped a little. There's still a little bit more to go, but I love their voices together. they are very similar, and they do have that country twang to them, right? But Blake's is much lighter, much clearer. It is very straightforward. There's not a lot of vibrato going on there. It's very straight tone. But Trace Adkins is much more grumbly, much more growly, and he's a big guy, okay? He's tall, big chested. So it sounds like what it is. It's coming from in his chest. And so they really go really well together. I like that that meshing of their two voices.
Boom, boom, hillbilly bone, boom, 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 boom.
Sorry, y'all.
Well, there it is. I'm always wanting to sing a bone song.
Oh my goodness. And there's a chicken. Yeah, of course he had to. We got to put in the bone joke. Anyway, so that was the original Hillbilly Bone by Blake Shelton, this time featuring Trace Adkins, and it's just a toe tap or a foot stomp or whatever you want to call it. I love it. So let's move on to Home Free's version, see how they did it, because again, they are completely a cappella, so they had to put in something with those instruments, and they have to do something a little different to make it sound like the full band and something that you really want to get up and dance to. So let's see how they do it.
Come on, y'all. Na 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 na.
I'm sorry, already pausing it again. But this is what I was talking about in the other one. That beat that they've got, that Trace and Blake had behind them, was that big stomp clap kind of halftime "We Are Here" kind of thing. And Home Free just went ahead and started with that method to show that this is an anthem. This is a country anthem. We are here. You know you love it. Come on.
Na 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 na. Here we go.
First of all, Tim, gotta love that bass. Second of all, they are bringing it, I think, a little bit more to home. They took a different approach to the video itself, where Blake and Trace were trying to bring their country into the fancy city world, and in this one, they're starting off down home country. I gotta say, I cannot count the times I've been in a situation just like this one. Somebody's backyard, trailer, whatever, just sitting around a bonfire with a bunch of buddies and a couple of beers each, and just having a good old time. So this really gives you a different side of the story, but it really does make it homey and something you want to join in.
Here we go. Na 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 na. Ooh yeah. Na 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 na. Yeah, I got a friend in New York City. He's never heard of Conway Twitty. Don't know nothing about grits and greens. Never been south of Queens. But he flew down here on a business trip. I took him honky-tonkin', and that was it. He took to it like a pig to mud, like a cow to cud.
Now, Tim's voice in this song specifically has a wonderful juxtaposition between he's singing the first verse like Blake Shelton did, but he has a wonderful juxtaposition or a mix of Blake Shelton's voice and Trace Adkins' voice. He has that straight, clear tone that Blake Shelton had, but you can tell that he has that depth and that bass foundation in him that Trace Adkins had. So it has that gravel, that rumbly quality to it as well. It's strange somehow to think that could be in one voice, but it works. And so it really does very well for him to be starting off the song with the solo.
Y'all got a hillbilly bone down deep inside. No matter where you're from, you just can't hide it. When the band starts banging and the fiddle saws, you can't help but hollering. When you see them pretty little country queens, man, you gotta admit that it's in them jeans. Ain't nothing wrong, just getting on your hillbilly bone, ba-bone, ba-bone, bone.
Okay, before we get to Chance's start, there and the hilarity that if you know, you know. If you know, you know. The outhouse, I totally get it. We're not going to go there. Anyway, they're doing something very interesting. Like I was saying in the beginning, they had to, because they're completely a cappella, they've got to mimic the instruments somehow. Obviously, Adam Rupp is doing an incredible job with the percussion side of it. He's got a whole drum kit in his mouth. That's not even a question. But where they don't have an electric guitar, a fiddle, and all those other things, they're making it up. There's this bow, 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 bow in the background that somebody is using their voices and putting that twangy tone on it to make it kind of sound like that you're plucking a steel guitar or an electric guitar or something like that. And then the na-na-na-nas, that sounds a lot like the fiddle part and the electric guitar part in between phrases that Blake Shelton used. So they're doing this in a very masterful way by taking those parts and, changing them up a little bit so that they fit to the human voice, but they're still recognizable.
No, you ain't gotta be born out in the sticks with an F-150 and a 30-06. Or have a Bubba in the family tree to get on down with me. Yeah, Bubba, all you need is an open mind. If it fires you up, you gotta let it shine. When it feels so right that it can't be wrong. Come on, come on, come on. You ain't alone.
This was another really fantastic trade-in where most of the time with Blake Shelton and Trace Adkins, they had a very close harmony. It's been a long time since I've been in music theory, y'all, so I can't remember exactly what the difference is in the harmonies. It was a third, a fifth, whatever, but they were still very close. All right, you had to kind of listen to pick them out. This in this case, they put their lowest voice, Tim, with one of their highest voices, Austin, and they put them a good distance apart in their harmonies so that both of them stand out really well, and they complement each other so well that it just makes it clearer and it makes it more interesting in a way.
That it can't be wrong. Come on, come on, come on. You ain't alone. Y'all got a hillbilly bone down deep inside. No matter where you're from, you just can't hide it. When the band starts banging and the fiddle saws, you can't help but hollering. When you see them pretty little country queens, man, you gotta admit that it's
I can't dance either.
It's in them jeans, ain't nothing wrong. Just getting on your hillbilly bone, ba-bone, ba-bone, bone. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Ooh, yeah. Let's break it down. Y'all got a hillbilly bone down deep inside. No matter where you're from, you just can't hide it. When the band starts banging and the fiddle saws, you can't help but hollering. Yeah! When you see them pretty little.
Yeah, let's go back and listen to that. I love that halftime stomp clap breakdown. It adds a cool bridge to it that, again, makes it their own, but still pays homage to the feeling that the song was trying to create. And I love the video, obviously. Poor Chance playing the city boy that's been thrown in to this country life, and they're making him hold chickens and feed goats, or feed sheep and all this kind of stuff, and he just looks so lost.
Let's break it down. Y'all got a hillbilly bone down deep deep inside, no matter where you're from, you just can't hide it. When the band starts banging and the fiddle saws, you can't help but hollering. When you see them pretty little country queens, man, you gotta admit that it's in them jeans. Ain't nothing wrong, just getting on your hillbilly bone, ba-bone, ba-bone, bone. Hillbilly bone, ba-bone, ba-bone, bone. Hillbilly bone, ba-bone, ba-bone, bone. Hillbilly bone, ba-bone, ba-bone, bone.
Oh yeah. That was fun. That was so much fun. And both songs had a very similar feel, because I don't feel like Humphrey tried to change it a whole lot, because they were really being true to the mood and to the message of the song. That no matter where you are, we all got a little bit of country in us. We all got a little hillbilly bone somewhere, and we can all relate to hanging around a campfire, or around, whatever, with a couple of beers, just, shooting the breeze with our friends. It doesn't matter if you're from New York or from Louisiana. We all have that same thing. So I don't think that they were trying to change it per se. I think they were trying to, tweak it, obviously, to fit an a cappella style. But they really stayed true to the original version, which was just so much fun and so lighthearted and really poking fun. Blake Shelton and Trace Adkins were really just kind of poking fun at the whole thing. And that's really what I think is the best, is we are able to laugh and be silly in music and still be very cohesive, have things in common, and still have fun with it. So that was Hillbilly Bone, the original by Blake Shelton, with featuring Trace Adkins, and then Humphrey's version. I hope you enjoyed the episode today. If you liked what you saw, go hit that like button. Leave me a comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you, please, very much. And so, that's all we have for today. But have a good morning, evening, night. Happy time zones wherever you are. And I'll see you in the next one.